everyone and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be exploring Class 7 Science Chapter 8, Wind, Storms and Cyclones. First, we're going to be exploring flow of air. When the speed of the wind is high, there is less pressure. Air moves from high pressure to low pressure. So let's look at this. High pressure is equal to heavy or cold air and it sinks. Okay. Also, high pressure is when the speed of the wind is low. But when there is high winds, then the pressure is low. And low pressure occurs when there is light or hot air. Because it rises. Now, why is heavy air having high pressure? Because heavy air has more time so the molecules have more time to exert pressure on everything, rather than when it's very really fast, it doesn't have that much time to exert pressure. That's why there is less pressure. Now take two balloons and tie them on a string. Blow air in the middle and the balloons will move towards each other. Because you create low pressure in the middle and there is high pressure everywhere else. So the air moves from high pressure to low pressure. So low pressure, why? Because you're blowing out just a second. You're blowing out lots of air, so it's faster. Faster air means low pressure because it does not have enough time to exert pressure on everything, and high pressure moves from low pressure as seen in this diagram. Heated air expands, gets lighter. Cold air is compact and heavier. Cyclones. When water vapor is forming clouds, the water absorbs warm air. Now when the water falls, warm air rises because warm air always rises because it's lighter. When warm air rises, cold air takes its place. So let's draw this a little bit. So here's the sea, and warm air is rising. And then cold air takes its place. This repeats until there is a low pressure area. Now why is it low? Because the warm air is rising, cold air is taking its place, rising, taking. Now the winds get higher, so there's a low pressure area now because the winds are faster, they don't have enough time to impact the surrounding. Now a cyclone forms because everything starts spinning because of so much wind, and then cyclone forms. Requirements in order to form a cyclone. The temperature should be warm. The speed of the wind. Okay, it depends on the temperature, it depends on the speed of the wind, the direction of the wind, and the humidity of a place. Humidity is the amount of water in the air. Now, hurricane is another name for cyclones, which is used more in the American continent. Typhoon is used in Japan and Philippines, so they're basically the same thing, nothing to worry about. Now we're going to be exploring winds, currents, and winds, basically. Equator gets most warmth, okay, because the sun gives most air in the middle. Warm air rises, cold air from 0 to 30 degrees replaces. So let's draw this a little bit. So we've got, this is 30 degree, this is 60 degree, and this is 30 degree as well, and then 60 degree. Now we get a bit zoom in. Okay, now let's read this. The North and south winds flow to the equator too. The air between 30 and 60 degrees replaces the air on north and south poles. Now this is saying that this is hot air, right? On the equator there is hot air, so it rises. Now the cold air comes to replace it. So from 30 degrees the cold air comes to the equator like this. Okay? Now from the poles the air comes as well. So the air comes towards the equator, but in the 60 degree now the cold air is gone. So in the 60 degree there's like warm air. So the warm air takes the cold air's place because nothing should be left without air. So the wind moves like this. Now if you don't understand that very well, let's take another example. Now there's high and low pressure. Now we're going to be talking about pressure. Now we have low pressure on the equator. Why? Because if you go up, low pressure needs light air, and light air is hot air because it rises. Okay? So when there is hot air over here, it rises, there is low pressure over there. Now high pressure rushes from 0 to 30 degrees like there, and from there towards the equator, right? Now there's high pressure on the poles. They also travel to low pressure because there is low pressure over here and here, but there's high over here because there are cold winds. Okay, there are colder winds, and because the colder winds are coming to the equator, the part in the 30 degree will get cold as well, right? So that's why they have high pressure. Now the poles air move to the equator as well. Then the air over here in the 30 to 60 degree, now they don't want to leave anywhere. Like they don't want to just they want to rush and take the space of the high pressure now. So they come back down like that. They go towards the pole. If you understand that very well, let me rub this out so that you get a nice look at the diagram.